This is QTV News. I am Marietu Sidibe and thanks for joining us. Coming up, President Barrow has arrived in Abu Dhabi at the start of a 3-day official visit. 3 prestigious awards went to 2 of our reporters at the Gambia Press Union's Big Awards Night. The awards show the strides made by QTV after less than 2 years of operation. These days, phones, especially mobile phones, are used for more than just phone calls. One casualty of the popularity of the cell phone is the wristwatch. Schools that were victorious at this year's Inter-School Athletics Championship have received financial prizes from the Secondary School Sports Association. For more on this and other stories, stay tuned. President Barrow has arrived in Abu Dhabi for a 3-day official visit. The president and his delegation left the country early Sunday morning. He was seen off by the vice president, security chiefs and cabinet ministers. Alusise reports.
The president and delegation were received on arrival by the UAE Education Minister Hussein bin Ibrahim Al Hamadi. During his visit, President Barrow will meet the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, members of the Abu Dhabi Chamber of Commerce, the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development, and other development partners. The president, who has been blamed back home for his frequent overseas travels, will encourage his partners to take advantage of the investment-friendly environment in the Gambia to engage in business and support the development aspiration of his administration. As the capital and second most populous city of the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi's rapid development and urbanization, coupled with the massive oil and gas reserves and production, the high average income of its population has transformed the city into a large and advanced metropolis. Today, the city is the country's center of political and industrial activities and a major cultural and commercial center. Abu Dhabi accounts for about 2/3 of the roughly $400 billion United Arab Emirates economy. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alusise.
3 journalists on Monday testified at the ongoing Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission's public proceedings. Former Observer State House correspondent Malik Mboob, who appeared last Thursday, completed his testimony, while Suleiman Mccullough, former independent newspaper reporter, and freelance reporter Bruce Asemota also testified. QTV's Ansumane Isonyasi reports.
Continuing his testimony, former Observer State House correspondent Malik Mboob on Monday gave chilling details of torture he endured while in detention at the NIA headquarters. The witness, who claimed he was arrested for allegedly sending information critical of the Jamia administration to Pandey of Freedom newspaper, told the commission he was mercilessly tortured by the junglers after he refused to sign a self-incriminating statement they prepared for him.
So Ismaila told me, we were asked to torture you but not to kill you. But the way things are going, they may kill you. So because he told others to stop beating. And he told me that, okay, what are you going to do? Immediately Musa returns. If they are beating you, just pretend as if you are dead so that they can leave you. So when Musa returned after that phone call, so he asked them why they stopped beating me, but they did not say anything, and he asked them to continue beating. He started beating me again. So the next moment I said, okay, let me seek heed to Ismail's advice. Whilst they were beating me, I just pretended as if I'm dead. No movement. So the next minute, Musa announced to those people beating me that if you kill him, I will arrest all of you. Because one, I didn't even ask you people to beat him. Immediately he changed his statement that he didn't ask them to beat me. So if they kill me, he will arrest all of them that night.
The witness told the commission that 3 days after the alleged torture, he was taken to the RVTH where he had served as PRO until his arrest and handed his dismissal letter. He alleged he was not charged or taken before a court of law, and his freedom only came after 139 days in detention at the NIA headquarters. Next to testify was Suleiman Mccullough, a former independent newspaper journalist now based in the US, who testified via a Skype call. His testimony was in relation to the arbitrary arrest and detention of staff of the independent newspaper and the unlawful closure of the paper. In his testimony, he alleged he was arrested in 2006 after the paper erroneously reported a former senior official of the Ministry of Interior was arrested in the aftermath of the 2006 foil coup. The final witness was Nigerian-born freelance journalist Bruce Asemota, who has been practicing active journalism in the Gambia since October 1991. In his testimony, he alleged he was arrested on several occasions and that there were attempts to deport him back to Nigeria. His first arrest came in May 1996 after he reported on the reshuffle in the police force carried out by then Inspector General F.R.I. Jammeh. His second arrest, he alleged, was also orchestrated by IGP F.R.I. Jammeh after he reported that a High Court judge had vowed to discharge an accused person who was standing trial if the IGP failed to produce a witness at the next sitting.
I was manhandled from the...
What do you mean by you were manhandled? Please describe that.
It was not an easy thing. It just squeezed me. You know, about three police officers. They took me from upstairs down. The way they handled me was like I have killed someone, you know. They just grabbed me and then scolded me, you know, took me down, pushed me into their vehicle, forced me out of the place, forcefully put me inside their vehicle, and then took me to Banjul.
His last arrest, however, came in 2012 when Justice Emmanuel Inke ordered his arrest, accusing him of misinforming the public. He was subsequently detained and released the following day. Antoine Isonyasi for KTV News.
A book entitled Contribution of Corporate Governance, Effective Leadership, HR Management and Networking to the Advancement of People and Institutions was launched over the weekend. The author, Dr. Sidi Drame, has made history by publishing his 30th book, one which many believe will go a long way towards helping students understand more about leadership in Africa, management and human resources. Babukar C. attended the launching ceremony, and this is his report.
Dr. Sidi Drame, currently Deputy Director, HR and Administration at the Excess Department of the Gambia Revenue Authority, launched his 30th book on Saturday. Dr. Drame, whose latest book addresses 4 different but vital points in human lives, has attracted huge praise from members of the Writers Association and students, among others, who were eager for the book to be published. Mr. Nyauri John Bull, who reviewed the book, said Dr. Drame hasn't left anything behind in dealing with the topics he highlighted in the book. Thus, it's an opportunity for Africans to read it and understand our system of governance and ways of advancing the continent.
The book has addressed quite a lot in governance, corporate governance, and effective leadership, and is a very strong tool of reorientation if we have to move forward, especially in Africa, in all areas of our managerial position, whether we are in government or out of government, whatever we are doing, because we are in one way or the other contributing to the advancement of society, especially in Africa. And what we lack in Africa, especially now, we lack committed leaders.
Madi Jobate, the guest speaker, praised the author and called on Gambians to adopt reading and writing if we want to develop as a country.
Could any people or society grow and develop when individuals in that society do not wish to read or write? That's the question. Many of us sitting in this ceremony today, for example, are equally well educated like Sidi. We are all experts with a lot of experience in our various fields and area of work. But how many of us indeed take the time to attempt to produce a short, simple article, even for once a week, to publish online or in our newspapers? Indeed, by our failure to write on issues that we know and understand very well, it means we are suppressing the free flow of ideas and knowledge, hence denying our fellow citizens those ideas and knowledge. It means we are allowing mediocrity and misinformation to prevail in our society simply because those who know have refused to write. What all of this means is that we are indeed retarding, if not halting, the development of our society.
The author, Dr. Sidi Drame, gave the vote of thanks.
The book writing should be a culture in this country. We are all educated. Everyone in this mission is educated. It is a question of us getting the zeal, the courage, the ability to take a move and put pen and paper together. Together we can leave a posterity for our future generations in this country. So I challenge you and I urge all of you, please, let's write any pieces of information that we can share for the rest of mankind. It will be left behind here for a legacy and for posterity.
According to many present, the book will help greatly in understanding corporate governance, effective leadership, HR management, and networking, not only in the Gambia, but the continent at large. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
We will go with a short commercial break, and the news continues when we return.
Looking for a fun and interesting way for your kids to spend summer holidays? Then look no further than Q-City Summer Camp. The Q-City Summer Camp has various activities to keep your kids aged 6 to 16 years occupied and entertained throughout the summer holidays. Ranging from football, basketball, tennis, swimming, dance aerobics, tug of war, musical chairs, indoor and outdoor playgrounds, bouncing castles, and many more jam-packed activities. Q-City Summer Camp commences from the 19th of July to the 6th of September. It costs only $150 Cs per day and $500 C per week only. Delicious food is served and available from our Q-City food court. Rush and book now because spaces are limited. For more information, call 3372489 or 3655463 or visit our website qcity.gm.
Welcome back. QTV won 3 major awards at the 4th edition of the Gambia Press Union National Journalism Awards. Aliou Cisse grabbed a double, taking home the Health and Agriculture Reporter of the Year awards, and Mamadou Gajaga scooped the Sports Reporter of the Year award. Babukar C has more.
Less than 2 years after announcing its arrival to the Gambian audiences in bagging these awards, QTV has demonstrated that its strapline, a new era in broadcasting, is not an idle boast. QTV is genuinely changing the media landscape in the country, particularly TV broadcasting. This was clearly shown at the prestigious 4th National Journalism Awards organized by the Gambia Press Union. Aliou Cisse and Mamadou Gajaga stood tall among a number of nominees in different categories at a beautiful and colorful evening which brought together journalists, government officials, and the private sector. Mamadou Gajaga won the Sports Reporter of the Year award after arguably the best ever documentary on Gambian basketball, which the independent judging panel made up of esteemed veteran journalists could not resist. He spoke to me after receiving his award.
It's unbelievable to come this far. I could remember when I joined this profession a little over a decade ago. I never thought I would be on such a platform to receive an award, but I would dedicate this award specifically to a mentor, a friend, a brother, and a father figure, that is Bakari Mane, Big Sam of Brikama Community Radio. He is the first person to give me a microphone on radio to do an announcement, and then from then on, after years, I've developed to be a journalist, and I think I'm a little proud of what I can do. Basically, there is still a long way to go. This award, in fact, is going to be a challenge for me. That is, I've been recognized for doing a little effort, but I need to do a lot more to improve, to become at least a better journalist.
Aliou Cisse was one of the darlings of the event after winning 2 very important awards on the night. He took home both the Health and the Agriculture Reporter of the Year prizes for the first time in his journalism career. He too had this to say on the sidelines of the awards night.
I'm really humbled today. As you said, winning double awards. Actually, these were the categories that I submitted my work for, and then I'm so proud today to be awarded for these categories, of course, health and agriculture. I'm really honored today. I was part of the first award back in 2016, nominated for the sports category, and then I knew very well that I was going to submit work that can really fit for this award. And as I said, it's quite gratifying, and I wouldn't say much other than to thank all those who have been part of this journey.
Lassana Tunkara is the head of programs at QTV. I caught up with him on Monday morning after the management and staff of QTV had gathered to celebrate the achievements of our two journalists.
A wonderful thing for us. It's a momentous event for QTV. As you know, we've only been in operations barely 2 years now, and to win 3 awards against some very tough competition was an amazing moment for the award winners from Gajaga and Aliu, but also for the company as a whole, because as you know, it's not just the journalists going out to do the report, it's the whole support team, whether it's the camera people, the editors, everybody. We at QTV also look at the awards as a way to improve what we're doing, to push us to do better. Yes, this year we won 3, the next year we want to win more.
Mustafa K. Dabo stole the show on awards night after winning 4 awards and a plot of land. The Kerfatu reporter walked away with the Environment, Political, Human Rights, Print and Online Journalist of the Year awards.
It's like you, like everybody out there with the pen, we just in the daily struggle to inform people on what they do. And when we are recognized for that, we feel encouraged to do more because that's what our job is. So we are at it, and if the union recognizes that effort, you feel celebrated, but you also feel encouraged to do more.
A remarkable fact about the hat trick of awards is that this is the first time that QTV reporters have entered contributions for the Journalism Awards night since the station started broadcasting 1.5 years ago. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
Mobile phones are affecting the sales and use of wristwatches. Many years ago, selling watches was a booming business and almost everyone wore a wristwatch. Since the coming of the invention of the cell phones, the trend of wearing watches has changed. Ibrahim Abalde spoke to the vendors at the Serekunda market and now reports.
The proliferation of cell phones with their long list of extra features has had the knock-on effect of, among other things, eliminating the need to wear a wristwatch. Seemingly, all of us have taken to abandoning watches as cell phones become increasingly commonplace. According to the vendors, business has been booming in previous 10 years. However, more recently, the few people who now purchase wristwatches as fashion accessory. Ibrahim Jallo said the business has been recently adversely affected in recent years due to the prevalence of mobile phones. Before the coming of the phones, we sold a lot of watches, but now business is really down. Some just buy it for fashion. For the previous 10 years, this was a very good business. I usually order some of my watches from Senegal or Guinea, and before the end of one day, I will sell a minimum of 5 watches. Ablaiba, who ventured into the watch-selling business some years ago, said these days many people put on watches because they are used to it and cannot go empty-handed. Most people have mobile phones to monitor time, so this is a problem for the business. Now the sales depend on luck. Sometimes you sell, sometimes you don't. History records that the wristwatch started as a woman's fashion accessory. The first wristwatch was actually made by Abraham Louis Breguet for the Queen of Naples in 1810. More than 50 years later, in 1868, Countess Koskovic of Hungary had a bracelet watch made by the Swiss watch manufacturer Patek Philippe, a company still in existence. Although it was the first timekeeping device to be designed specifically for use on the wrist, it was intended primarily as a piece of decorative jewelry. Yusuf Abaji loves putting on watches. According to him, it makes him fulfill and feeling like a gentleman.
I think every gentleman, should, be able to wear a watch, even though, yes, technology has taken over, I'm used to it anyway. I'm used to it, yeah, I can't do without watches, I have like different watches, Sometimes they might not be working, but then the fact that, my wrist has a watch, it makes me a perfect gentleman.
According to few of the people who love putting on watches. They use it as a fashion accessory, even though they have time on their phones. Wristwatches looks good on their hands. Ibrahim Abalde, QTV News.
The Secondary School Sports Association has presented checks amounting to $265,000 to the winners of this year's Inter-Schools Athletics Championship. Bottrop Kinderdoff Technical School and Latrikunda Sabeji Upper Basic School were earlier this year crowned champions of the senior and upper basic school categories. Babukar C. reports.
Bottrop continued their dominance in senior schools athletics, winning the crown for the 4th year in a row, a feat that no school have ever achieved. The Brikama-based school secured their highest scores in the sprints with a gallery of fleet-footed runners who dominated biggest rivals St. Augustine's and Gambia High. In the upper basic category, Latrikunda Sabeji came top with 388 points, followed by Presentation, who came a distant second with 185 points. At the award ceremony in Kanifing, the Secretary General of the Secondary School Sports Association, Lamin Jame, said both Ministries of Education and Youth and Sport should come to their aid as the only association tapping talents from the grassroots.
In the development of sports in this country, because we serve as the viable and the most credible grassroots sports in this country. Because when you get to the school sport, it's where you have the raw talents. And we are the one who build that raw talent and then expose them and prepare them to become the national athlete to represent the country at the international competitions. Today, GA cannot have any glory in the absence of school sports. Today, GFF cannot have any glory in the absence of school football. So that shows that our role is very, very important and very crucial. Based on that, there is a need for the ministry of the two ministries, both the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and then the Ministry of Youth and Sports, to give us full attention and then the necessary support so that we can be able to achieve our goals.
This year's championship was supported by the Gambia's Teachers Union Cooperative Credit Union, GTU-CCU, who, according to their Deputy General Manager, Dauda Kujabi, have never regretted spending on school sports.
I would say we did not regret the skills, the talent that were displayed during the competition. Give us a lot of hope that the future of this country is bright. I also want to challenge the athletes. Do not focus entirely your career on athletics. Take it along with your education. It's equally very, very important.
Musa Njai, representing the Ministry of Youth and Sports, said the country can only be successful in attaining excellence if the grassroots is developed.
The proper organization and support to school sports, all our elite sports would not have the desired results. The Ministry for Youth and Sports, under the leadership of the Minister, who also is a former athlete, played football in Basse and eventually for Walidan Football Club. I must say that we need to come to terms with ourselves and put a lot of resources in the development of school sports.
Salif Jaju, an athlete from Nusrat Senior Secondary School, gave the vote of thanks on behalf of the winning schools.
We really enjoyed it and the presentations were awesome because as we all can see and as we all know that previous years, so things like medals were not awarded to athletes, and this year athletes were decorated, and we sincerely appreciate the work and effort that you people have put in, and we say thank you, a very big thank you to you all, and we hope that things keep on continuing, and hopefully you will get the sponsors needed to carry out your jobs as expected, and we expect bigger things from you, inshallah. We hope that private sectors come out to give us maximum support needed for for you people to carry out your job, because
$100,000 was awarded to Bottrop, $50,000 is to Nusrat, and $25,000 is to Gambia Senior Secondary School, while in the junior category, Presentation and Bara Esau finished second and third, respectively. Babukar C, QTV News.
Before we end this bulletin of the news, let's take a quick look at our main stories. President Barrow has arrived in Abu Dhabi at the start of a 3-day official visit. 3 prestigious awards went to 2 of our reporters at the Gambia Press Union's Big Awards Night. The awards show the strides made by QTV after less than 2 years of operation. These days, phones, especially mobile phones, are used for more than just phone calls. One casualty of the popularity of the cell phone is the wristwatch. Schools that were victorious at this year's Inter-School Athletics Championship have received financial prizes from the Secondary School Sports Association. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Join us tomorrow for more news. Thank you for watching.